Are you thinking about moving to Neptune, New Jersey? Well, stick around, I got just a video for you. Today we're checking out the top 3 pros and cons of what it's like to live over in Neptune. We're going to cover a couple different things like the school systems, commutability to New York City or Philadelphia, and a few others. But before we get started, if it is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you're the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get the video started. The very first pro, like we just mentioned in the introduction, is going to be the commutability to work. You have 2 different options, meaning Philadelphia or New York City. We'll start off with Philly. The only real option, at least to get out that way commuting-wise, is going to be driving yourself. Unfortunately, public transportation won't be either going that direction or just not efficient. The train in this area is just going to run along the Jersey Shore coast and up into New York City. And then for busing, there is one, but it has like a couple different connections to it, and it's going to take you close to about 3 hours. I'm sure you don't want to do that each way on top of an 8-hour workday. Wouldn't be too fun. So the easiest travel route for getting to Philadelphia from Neptune will be going a little bit farther south into Route 195 and taking that all the way out west. Now, 195 is probably one of the better highways to drive here. It's going to be non-toll, have no lights on it, and you can go relatively, with the flow of traffic and get there pretty quickly. I would say time frame wise, you're looking at about like an hour and 45 minutes during that rush hour time. So assuming maybe a little bit of bad weather, an accident here or there. If there's no cars on the road, no traffic, probably looking at about like an hour and 15 minutes pretty much. So it's a really easy commute out into Philadelphia. Once you get off 195, you will take the New Jersey Turnpike, and that's going to be a toll road while 195 is not. Heading into New York City, you have a couple different options you're going to get to. This is going to involve going north. So the first one will be taking the Garden State Parkway. That's going to be driving yourself. And pretty much you can take that all the way into New York City depending on which area of the city you have to get to, right? So assuming Manhattan, because that's the typical version that we have over here, or the typical place a lot of people go to. That one's going to run you about similar to Philadelphia, about an hour and 45 minutes. It could be a little bit faster. Unfortunately, the majority of the traffic is going to be right around Newark Airport and then into New York City. You can get probably to that aspect or that area within about 45 minutes, and it's going to take you another hour possibly to get into, maybe go like 15 miles at the absolute most. So that kind of kills you a little bit. And the next one's going to be taking the bus or taking the train. Neither one's going to be located directly in Neptune, but they're going to be right outside of there. With the train, you have 2 different stops you can go on, I guess just depending on where you live realistically in Neptune. You got either Asbury Park or Bradley Beach. Again, roughly about the same time frame as driving yourself, as an hour and 45 minutes, depending on which one you go to real quick. So, and then with the train, you have one option, or I'm sorry, with the bus, you're going to have another option. Usually an Academy bus line is probably going to be best in this area, and they have one over in Ocean Grove, and that's going to bring you directly into the city as well. Shocker, about an hour and 45 minutes. So no matter which kind of transportation you're going to go to, Neptune's kind of centrally located, and it's going to get you around the same time frame. So if you maybe have to go see clients that day, you need your own car, obviously drive yourself. But if you're looking to just not have to worry about the bumper to bumper traffic here and there, I would recommend just taking one of the 2 different public transportations in the bus or the train. Con number 1 is going to be the school system and education. Unfortunately for Neptune, it doesn't quite rank up as highly as a lot of other districts in Monmouth County, New Jersey. So with New Jersey, if you're unaware so far, that they have our school systems or public schools in general are very highly ranked across the entire nation. They should be. We have pretty high property taxes. We'll get to that in a little bit. But essentially, we have a lot of funding that goes into them. So typically, they're very good, especially in the more central, like Monmouth County area, up into the North Jersey part too. Usually, most lists you'll see New Jersey in the top 2 or 3 for the most part. With Neptune, though, a C+, obviously a passing grade if you go back to high school, but it doesn't rank up as good in Monmouth County in other terms, right? I use niche.com, so let's just say that's where I'm getting the rankings from. So they're rated a C+, has roughly about 3,500 students, and has a 13:1 student-teacher ratio. A lot of different districts in Monmouth County, though, just based off niche.com, is going to be about an A- or better. I'm talking maybe 15 to 20 districts or so, at least at minimum, are ranked an A-. So you can kind of just see, I guess, 1, how competitive Monmouth County is going to be in terms of school districts, but also 2, I guess, just where Neptune is going to rank up in comparison to the other ones. So it might not be a terrible district nationwide or compared to some different areas, but in Monmouth County alone, yes, it's going to be more in the lower tier versus the higher tier. Pro number 2 is actually going to be the home prices for Neptune. Now, there are going to be certain spots that are definitely going to be more expensive than others, but majority in Neptune is going to be on the cheaper side in comparison, again, to Monmouth County in a sense, right? So the median sales price for Monmouth County over the course of 2024 was about $680,000, give or take a little bit. Now, when you go into Neptune, that's about $550,000. So you see there's a pretty significant, $120,000, $130,000 drop off in median sales price. So that means you can get a cheaper home in Neptune compared to other parts of Monmouth, which is obviously a positive sign, but also Monmouth is just a relatively expensive area in general for New Jersey. So with Neptune, I did a video tour on them recently. If you want to look at the description down below for you, but there's new construction townhomes over there going up, and they're in like the maybe low 6s to mid 6s and something, or some range. And then those are actually going to be probably the cheapest townhomes or just cheapest new construction homes that we have here in Monmouth County currently going up. So that's just one thing to look at. And they're actually more towards the Tinton Fall sides of things anyway. So in general, the housing for Neptune in comparison to Monmouth County going to be on the cheaper end. Con number 2 is going to be the crime rate. Again, this is going to be in comparison to, I guess, just the US and the rest of Monmouth County in general. I would say it peaked around like the early to maybe mid 2000s, and then it's been on a pretty much a steady decline ever since then. So the police force and presence has definitely grown and intensified a little bit over there, making it a safer town overall, but it's just not quite there with a lot of the other towns that we're going to have here in Monmouth County. On the caveat too, or flip side of things, there are some really nice areas of Neptune as well. Got the Shark River Hills section, and then most importantly, or I guess the biggest one's going to be the Ocean Grove section, which is going to be have the water and the beach over there. You're going to find 7-figure homes. So it really does kind of vary depending on, I guess, neighborhood by neighborhood located in Neptune, but there are going to be some very nice parts, and there are also going to be some not nice parts as well. So you just do have to do a little bit of extra research involved with living there. And before we head on over into our next pros and cons, if you're enjoying the video so far, please leave a like and comment down below. Help me push this out to as many people as possible. Our goal for the rest of 2025 going forward is to help as many of our clients buy and sell real estate in the Monmouth and Ocean County area. And if this sounds like you, don't be shy. We get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you all the time. So feel free to reach out. Love to help you as best we can. Let's get back to the content you came here for. Pro number 3 will be the proximity to the Jersey Shore and also different entertainment options that come along with it. I would say in Neptune, the biggest thing you're going to have is going to be the Headliner. This is going to be a night bar and nightclub, pretty much close to the Belmar and Neptune border, and they're going to have plenty of different bars, indoor and outdoor over there, DJs and live music. It's a pretty good spot to go to. And then, like I just mentioned, you're going to have Belmar nearby, Asbury Park, we said earlier in the video, and these are two of the biggest, like I would just say, going out areas that we have here. Kind of different feels to them though, whereas Belmar is just going to be very heavily bar oriented. They do have some pretty nice restaurants over there as well, especially in like the downtown Main Street area. But then if you go into Asbury Park, closer to like the more city vibe of it, so like the right side of the train tracks, you're going to have the Asbury Park Convention Center, or Convention Hall. They're going to have different live music venues out throughout the summer. They have their summer tour. You're going to have the Stone Pony, Wonder Bar, some really good live music venues. And then just in that downtown area in general, plenty of new development with homes and entertainment options, restaurants galore over there, some really excellent spots. And it's mostly a lot of small businesses. It's not going to be very chainy over there by any means. So you're going to get some really good, authentic type of food over there. While the home prices in Neptune are going to be a little lower than the average for Monmouth County, the property taxes, they're still going to be pretty much up there for the most part. So unfortunately, living in New Jersey, I think we are still #1 state in terms of property taxes across the entire US. So that's not going to be a fun one, and especially in that Monmouth County into that northern part of New Jersey area. When you get into the southern part of New Jersey, it does tend to get cheaper down there, home prices and property taxes, but pretty much Monmouth, Middlesex, and going up north, that's going to be your more expensive areas. So Neptune obviously being a part of that is still going to have relatively higher taxes, unfortunately. So other cost of living items though aren't going to be necessarily as bad or any more expensive than some other areas. If you get more into that Ocean Grove area, maybe a little bit more over there, especially property taxes when you get closer to the water, definitely going to be more expensive over there. But in terms of just your everyday living expenses, the groceries aren't going to be that much more or anything along those lines. So that's all going to be relatively pretty stable. Once you go out to the shore towns like Asbury and Belmar, then it starts to get a little bit more pricier just because you're going to have a higher density of people there during the peak months that you have during the summer, so Memorial Day into Labor Day, and then you're going to see a bunch of upcharges that way. But realistically, all the cost of living besides property taxes is going to be relatively the same, but you will get hammered pretty good here in Jersey. And that's going to round up our top 3 pros and cons of what it's like to live over here in Neptune. If you're thinking about moving to the area, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down low in the comments and description. So whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of maybe the Central Jersey area, check out the videos popping up and hopefully help out a bit too. Have a great day.